Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
Good afternoon. You are welcome to another edition of In the Newsroom. I am Abayemi Adeleke, and I'll be anchor for today's session of the newsroom. It is on this program that we talk about international and national matters, issues, trending issues, things that are actually going on in the country, things that are actually going on in the outside. In the outside world, in the outside world. So this is the program that will talk about all these things. But today, we will be talking about our dear state, Osun State. We're talking about the administration of Governor Ademola Jackson Adeleke. The governor is celebrating his 2 years. 2 years as the governor of this dear state, and we'll be talking about his achievements, things that that he's been able to do over the years, in the space of 2 years, things that he's been able to do, and things that we should actually look forward to, in the conclusion of the next 2 years, in the conclusion of his term. Here with me in the studio is our guest. He's a profound media personnel, and his name is Mr. Babatunde Bolatito. Mr. Babatunde Bolatito is going to help us dig deep and expatiate more on this topic for today's In the Newsroom program. Mr. Babatunde Bolatito, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Yeah.
I wish our viewers a very happy viewing.
Yeah. And how are you feeling today? How are you feeling?
Oh, well, fine.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Just like I said, today we're actually going to talk about the administration of Governor Ademola Jackson Adeleke.
Yeah.
It's actually, we are seeing the era, we're seeing the era of celebration. He's celebrating his 2 years anniversary as the governor of the state. Now, looking back, starting from when he marched as the governor and up till now, which is the second year, how would you assess his administration?
Thank you very much. Governor Ademola Adeleke is a child of destiny. The reason is this: his emergence as PDP governorship candidate carried a lot of controversies. In the history of Nigeria, I have not seen any candidate that has been denigrated, that has been underrated, that has been, mouthwashed like Ademola Adeleke. People were just saying all kind of nonsense about him. He's a dancer, he has nothing upstairs, to the extent that in the social media, they went about maligning him. But instead of the man going to court to prosecute those who are trying to tarnish his image, he remained focused. He concentrated on his campaign then. And in 2018, he won the election. But through what President Muhammadu Buhari called remote control, because President Buhari said the former governor of Osun State, Alhaji Isiaka Adigbo won by remote control, that quoting the president. And 2020 now came, 2023 now came. The next election now came. Adeleke won convincingly. The matter was taken to court. It lost one, but the higher one, which is the terminal point of the election petition, he won. And honestly speaking, if you had not won at the Supreme Court level, there would have been, Osun State would have been very ungovernable because people knew who they voted for. The people of Osun State knew who they voted for. And as the event began to unfold, the doubts being expressed in some quarters by some people began to fade away with the passage of time and gradual unveiling of his action plan geared towards the development and progress of Osun State. The first thing was the payment of half salary arrears, old workers. He started paying. During the governorship debate, one of the governorship candidates said it is impossible to pay it, meaning that if he's the one in charge, he will not pay. Because he has termed it impossible. But Adeleke made it possible. And Adeleke said, if there is will, there will be a way. Because Adeleke has the will, the way open. Many people will say he's receiving more than the previous administrations. Because he's lucky. Because he's destined to be governor. So if God is giving you an assignment, all instruments that we use to succeed, God will provide. And that God has done for Adeleke. He started on a very, very doubtful note, people waiting to see his downfall in a very short, in a not too distant time. But up to this moment, the man is waxing stronger. So he's regenerating seriously. Later, Adeleke went to the extent of revitalizing some dilapidated health centers in the state. And a lot of them have been rehabilitated. Then he provided drugs and health equipment. He did many things. Rehabilitation of roads. Within each of the local government, 10 kilometers were rehabilitated. And from Osogbo to Ikero, that one concerns me because I'm from Ikero. Okay. And I'm very proud to say that. So, the road was rehabilitated from the still running end to Ikero with street lights. Yeah. The climax is the construction of the overhead bridge at Kefia to Lameko area. Everybody that see, if you go there and you see the flyover there, you will see the quality of work being done there. The quality of work being done there is superb. The engineers, the totality of the executive of the Nigerian Society of Engineers came all the way from all over Nigeria. And they passed a vote of confidence in that flyover. And people who had a lot of doubts about it are already convinced that this one is not going to be a kind of flyover that will collapse so soon. It will last and it will add to the beauty of Osogbo as a state capital. The road from Old Garage to Lameko too was commissioned just a few days ago by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. And many, OSBC here is like it's like an OSBC rebirth. It's like a rebirth because what makes a radio station is new transmitter, new studio. We had them from Adeleke. He purchased 3 transmitters, 3 transmitters, 3 new studios. He was able to procure that. If you listen to OSBC years back, last year, and you are listening to OSBC now, the radio, you will see the difference. So Adeleke has achieved a lot. I must confess to you that one day when I was traveling to Elisha, and people were discussing him inside the bus, the only dissenting voice who was condemning the government of Adeleke voluntarily disembarked from the journey. He just said, "You want to come down here," and the driver parked, and he disembarked, and his money was refunded. Because everybody inside the bus, from different backgrounds, from different places, were singing praises of Governor Adeleke's government. It is, I am not PDP, I am not APC, I am a journalist, and journalists will talk about what they see, not what they have not seen. So this is no ARC, it's obvious. Everybody knows that Governor Adeleke has achieved a lot in the first 2 years of his administration.
Okay, moving on. You made mention of winning by remote control. I mean, I would like you to expatiate more on that.
President
Buhari.
Former President Buhari. I was quoting former President Buhari.
Exactly, yes.
And everybody who read newspapers, listening to news here in Nigeria and abroad will be able to remind himself or herself of what former President Buhari said. He said Osun State was won by the APC then in 2018 by remote control. And the meaning of remote control is better explained by him. It's better explained by him because the technicality of election was brought in that robbed Adeleke of that victory that would have come his way then. But thank God, he did not win the election then when the state was not financially buoyant. He only won the election when the fortune of the state financially grew. So we can say Adeleke is really a lucky man.
All right. If you are just joining us, what we've been talking about is the 2 years anniversary of our dear governor, Governor Adeleke's administration. You know, things that he's been able to do, and things that he's doing right now, you know, and things that we hope he's going to do before the end of his first term as the governor of Osun State. And our guest that's speaking with us is the journalist and media personnel, Mr. Babatunde Blatito. He's been helping us, you know, he's been digging deep into this topic for today's in the newsroom section. And now, Mr. Babatunde Blatito, now we are still in the spirit of celebration.
Yeah.
I mean, we are still celebrating our dear governor's 2 years anniversary. You know, we are celebrating his achievements and things that we hope he's going to do, you know, before the conclusion of his tenure as his first term tenure here. Let's put it that way. Now, how would you, with assessed his administration? Now, how how would you assess his personality? I mean, as a person, Governor Ademola Leonin Jackson, as a person, how would you describe him?
Yes. Describing Governor Ademola Adeleke is a serious task. The reason is this. I have never seen him in a bad mood. I have never seen Governor Adeleke in a bad mood. The mood of Governor Adeleke is always that of joviality and happiness. And that is why his critics will always say he's the dancing governor. As a senator, they call him a dancing senator. So they are now trying to leverage on his hobby to disparage him. But I have never come close to him. I am not close to him. I have never come close to him nor his government. But from what I see from afar as a journalist, Adeleke is not a wicked man. Adeleke is not a man that is difficult to assess. The Yoruba people, we call some people who are difficult to assess like that, they call them Osun. Adeleke is not an Osun. He is there to make people happy because he's happy. You cannot be crying with tears coming out of your eyes, from your eyes, and be dancing. The two are not just compatible. Adeleke has that compassion for human beings. For instance, he will not want to make a promise he will not be able to fulfill. Though he has made some promises that is yet to fulfill. But we hope he will do that very, very soon. Because promising to give employment letters to the freelance in OSBC is a promise made. And I know the bottlenecks on the way may have been removed. And we'll be expecting that any moment from now, by the grace of God.
Okay.
Adeleke promised to employ more teachers. The process has been completed, so to say.
Okay.
At any moment now, the promises are there that the letters will be received by those. So those promises that the detractors are saying he has not fulfilled, he has not fulfilled, are still promises that are redeemable. You know.
Okay. Before
So his attorney has not ended. He may decide to do anything about it today.
Okay. Before I let you go, Mr. Blatito, would you say that he has done more than he has performed more than enough in the space of these 2 years?
We have never seen achievement like this in 2 years since the creation of Osun. That is the truth. The only one that came a little bit near it was the administration of Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, who was in a hurry to tar all roads, to build all schools, to do everything right. But according to the government then, his administration was limited by a paucity of funds. And we hope to continue to progress. Anyone coming after Adeleke's administration, we do hope that he will perform better than Adeleke. That is what we want. It should be a law of progressing, it will be a progressive thing. We will continue to progress. That is it. So I don't see Osun going backwards. I see Osun going forward. No matter the party, whoever becomes governor after Adeleke's 8 years, as it were, as we pray to witness, will be able to perform better than him.
Okay. Well, we've heard it all from our guest, Mr. A media guru, Mr. Babatunde Blatito.
Am I a guru?
Well, you're a journalist.
I'm a journalist.
Yeah, and you are still practicing
Yes.
as a journalist.
Yes.
Exactly. So, we've heard it all from him, and he's been able to talk about the achievements of our dead governor, Governor Ademola Jackson Adeleke. You know, his achievements in the space of 2 years. You know, in the space of 2 years, what he's been able to achieve, you know, the infrastructural aspect, health aspect, economic aspect, education aspect. He's been able to talk about all these things that the governor has, you know, been able to do. Well, due to our time, we'll be able to go further than this. But first, I want to appreciate you, Mr. Blatito, for coming on our show today. I want to say thank you for coming, and also I want to appreciate everyone behind the success of this program, from the producer to the to the supporting producer and the executive producer. I want to say thank you for making sure that this program is a success. Well, join us next time on another edition of In the Newsroom. For now, I'll say good afternoon.
Mondays through